Apple's iOS 15 is here and contains many notable features. However, minor features can significantly improve your workflow. Don't miss these hidden iOS features. But my favorite part of the new software is all the hidden features that Apple didn't trumpet, though. Let's see some of these new hidden features. Before we start, please do not forget to like this video as it will help us a lot. Also, subscribe to the channel to get more videos about technology. How to get precipitation alerts in weather. The weather app and widgets have seen great improvements in iOS 15, but we're very excited about is next time precipitation notifications. One of the weather's hidden features is the ability to receive precipitation notifications when it rains or snows. To receive these notifications, follow these steps. 1. Open the weather app. 2. Select the list icon in the bottom right. 3. Select the More button, dotted icon in the top right. 4. Tap Notifications and then Continue. And allow on the notification prompt. 5. Select My Location to get notifications about precipitation for your current location, or select the toggles for any other saved location in the weather app for your device. How to tell Siri to share what's on your screen. For most applications, such as Safari and Photos, all you have to do is activate Siri and say, "Send this to someone where someone is a contact." Siri will create a new iMessage for that contact and respond by attaching a URL or photo to the recipient. This is a great help that allows for more hands-free action when using the device. If Siri cannot get the URL or content to share with the recipient, the virtual assistant will gladly comply with it by taking a screenshot and sending it. It is the perfect solution for apps that don't easily share content or that don't use this new paradigm for sharing on iOS 15. How to scan any text. Like translation, scanning is built into the entire system. You can use it in almost every input field on iOS to scan a document and use text as input. To do this, tap the text field on iOS and then tap it again to bring up the text editing pop-up window. Select Scan Text in this pop-up window. Select the Scan Text option to open the camera view and place the camera on top of the document to scan the text. Tap the text of the document you want to insert and the camera will focus on the selection. Then tap Insert to place the text in the iOS text field. How to translate any text in iOS 15. One of the great new features of iOS 14 was the ability to translate text more easily and efficiently using the Apple Translate app. Apple has enhanced the translation game on iOS 15 by adding the ability to translate any text on the system by simply selecting the text. This example uses Safari, but you can translate it wherever you can select text on iOS. Press and hold the text block to bring up the text selection window, then drag the start and end points as you would for copy and paste. You can see that there is now a new translation option in the small pop-up menu. In some applications, you may need to press the right arrow to see the other options. You will be warned that the text will be sent to Apple to process the translation. When you tap Continue, a pop-up will display the translated text with options for copying the translation or changing the language. Would you like to translate without sending the data to Apple? Open Settings, then Translate to Active Device Mode. You also need to open the Download Language menu and download the language for which you want to enable offline translation. How to enable app recording functionality. Apple is constantly expanding its privacy features, and iOS 15 has a powerful new tool for finding out which apps can access your phone's features and data. To enable the recording feature of your application, follow these steps. Open Settings, navigate to Privacy, record app activity. Enable the toggle for Record App Activity. You have now enabled App Record. How to choose the text size per app. In iOS, the user was able to go to Settings, Display and Brightness, Text Size, and use an accessibility feature called Dynamic Type to select the text size. However, the text size can now be set on a per application basis rather than system-wide. To do this, you must first enable the Control Center option by following these steps. Open the Settings app. Navigate to Control Center. Add the option for text size. Then open the Control Center from any application and tap the AA button to display the text panel. Use the slider bar to increase or decrease the size of the text and set whether the setting is used for all applications or only for the application you are using. The system remembers these settings for each application. How to drag and drop between apps in iOS 15. The iPad OS has long had the ability to drag and drop files between applications, but this feature has been added to the iPhone with iOS 15. You can now drag and drop files from one application to another using images, drag URLs, or other data types. You can drag from one application to go to the home screen or multitasking launcher to open another application and drop text, images, URLs, or other data. This gesture works the same as the iPad OS, but it's a bit harder because the iPhone screen is much smaller. Keeping a single finger dragging the item while the other hand or a finger launches another app can be tricky, but after you get used to it, you will love it. How to move Safari's address bar without leaving Safari. Safari has significantly changed the iOS 15 user interface. Users can still decide whether to use the old look, addressed bar above, or the new look with the address bar below. This can be changed in Settings. Settings, select the tab bar, bottom bar, or a single tab, top bar, to run Safari. However, you can also make this change in Safari by opening the app and tapping the AA icon in the address bar to bring up the address bar at the top, or go to the address bar at the bottom. These are some of the new hidden features that iOS 15 has. If you have found some useful or new, please give us a like and subscribe to get more content like this.